I'm Marcy Barron, and this is Mondays with Marcy. I'm your homeward bound guide to everything 5D living. I can't wait to share with you tips and tools to guide your personal transformation so that you can live a life that thrills you. Hello and welcome to this week's Mondays with Marcy. I am Marcy Barron, your host, and this week I am so excited and delighted to introduce Erika Polsinelli from Evolve by Erika. Is that how you say it? And she is just the most delicious. We started, you're going to introduce yourself, but you came to a meditation in my house and you're like on a rocket ship. So I love watching you. I love witnessing you. I love being your friend and your colleague and all of the things that we are. So why don't you tell everybody who you are, what you do, and a little bit about your story.
Sure. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me, Marcy. You were one of the first teachers that I encountered on this journey, and it's been such a special experience and journey, and I'm so grateful for it. So you really are one of the first people I really worked with. So I'm Erika, and my story, well, I guess it begins with a lot of anxiety, specifically health anxiety. I was always worrying about things I couldn't control to the point it just became so out of hand. It was very clear to me and to the people who cared about me and loved me. They knew that I needed some help. So I was kind of choosing what path to go and how to receive the help that I needed. But little did I know at that time that the universe really works for you and with you and helps you get exactly what it is you need, without really doing much except for acknowledging, like, I need help, and how do I get help? And things just lined up really serendipitously for me. So I
just want to point that out, that surrendering, that questioning, that opening to being led. How do I get help? And then it shows up in whatever forms it did. And I know, and you'll tell everyone about that big way, but even just coming here in my studio for a meditation, you know what I'm saying? It's like all the paths led you exactly where you needed to be. So I just really want to point that out. That's a beautiful question that anyone can ask and say, please show me the best next steps for help in whatever it is. So I love that.
Yeah, it's so true, because I'm sure you work with a lot of people that are looking for answers or looking for support. And a lot of the times I tell the people that I work with, just having the awareness that you need the help, that is like 90% of it, because everything else will really line up for you now that you've recognized it and you're able to sit, release, surrender, and ask for it. So yeah, after that, I went plant-based. And I just started eating like a lot more fruits and vegetables. And that started to open me up spiritually all of a sudden. And I was living at the beach, which I think is also, I still live in Long Beach. It's a big component of this healing journey for me as well, just having access to nature and the soothing sounds of the ocean.
Yes.
But as I changed my diet, I started to just go outside and be like, wow, the sky is so glorious. And the sunset is just so gorgeous. Like, where I never experienced like that deep connection to nature and to life as I started to being plant-based. And from there, I started to get messages about, you need to start meditating. And I had no idea what meditation was or how I would ever meditate. And then the universe brought people into my life like you and like many of my spiritual friends and healers that started to guide me on this path to discovering different types of meditation, what energy blocks are. I'll never forget, in your basement, I was telling you how it felt like I had a fist on my throat chakra.
Right.
And I didn't know what that meant, what that was. And you started to tell me what that means. And it took me a full, probably 1.5 to 2 years to actually really understand it, and all the elements of it. But it's interesting because when you start to open up, you take what all of these light workers that are on your path have to offer and share, and you piece them together and you discover so much about yourself and you begin to really be able to heal yourself.
Mm.
So after that, I found Kundalini, and that's really what I've tapped into so deeply for my healing and helping other people along with theirs.
I just have so much to say about all of this because it really is miraculous. It's like going plant-based, and again, it's like when you eat as much plants as you can, and it's life force energy.
Yeah.
It literally is energy that is absorbed into the plants from the sun and then gets, I don't know, like transformed. I don't know what the word I was looking for in my mind, but into your cells.
Yeah.
And you like literally started having an awakening just by changing your diet.
Yep.
And it's fascinating to me how I was vegetarian from 17 to 32. I wasn't completely plant-based. And I don't think I was eating as much alive food, but because back then it wasn't as readily available as it is now. But I knew, when you eat that life force energy, it activates something on a cellular level.
It really does.
And what's so interesting, and I remember, Erika, us talking or messaging. It was like you did like a 5-day Kundalini.
Yeah.
We did it together. You were like, I'm loving this. And I remember you saying, I'm going to do this Kundalini teacher training. And I remember watching and you going through this. And you literally, it's like, I was getting a download before this podcast. I'm like, what am I going to call this? Like the power of breath. Wow. You have shown through your own embodiment of the power of breath. So for our listeners who do not know what Kundalini yoga is, can you explain what that is?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Just you saying that is like, took me to all these things I want to say and share.
Say.
So Kundalini is a practice, but also an energy that lives within us. So everyone has access to their Kundalini energy that lives within them. And this is known to reside at the base of our spine. And when we activate this energy, we literally release this powerhouse of energy that's been living within us, known as our higher potential energy. It works its way through our chakras. It helps us to literally clear out traumas, clear out energetic blocks, and help us align to our highest self. So imagine all of the things that are holding you back and just dragging you down. You're able to find peace with them. You're able to surrender to them. You're able to release the heaviness. That's really what that energy, when you awaken it, helps you to do. So you can awaken this energy within you in so many different ways. Apparently mine started to become awake and alive when I went plant-based. It started to rise. And I remember saying to my husband, like, I feel something odd at like the base of my spine. And I like had him checking the area. I'm like, is it okay? Like what's happening down there? But that was my root chakra and the house of this energy where I started to activate. It sounds so funny. It was very funny.
Well, again, you didn't know. You had no idea.
And then that's when you meet people like yourself and your light worker friends that start to explain, people that have been on the journey longer than you, start to explain and put these pieces together. Like you're describing these things that any doctor or friend would be like, what are you experiencing? And then all of a sudden healers are like, oh, no, I know exactly what that is. That's the release of your energy into your higher chakras. So that is what Kundalini energy is. And then there's the practice of Kundalini, which is a very ancient practice. It's known to be thousands and thousands of years old. And it's said that it was really shared with only royalty back in the day. Like this was a very sacred practice that a lot of people did not have access to because of the power that it holds.
Wow.
And gratefully today we have access to this because it has, been shared. they actually opened up Woodstock with a mantra, with a Kundalini mantra in the 60s. That was like the first
Really?
wave of it coming to the United States. Yeah.
Huh.
So the practice of Kundalini helps you to awaken your Kundalini energy through the use of breath work, mantra, and movements. And what hooked me was the breath work, because all of a sudden I was using breath in the way it's supposed to be used, to heal and to clear and to really free yourself.
It's unbelievable what breath work does. It's,
It really is.
yeah, it's like the scrubbing bubbles of the cells. Like it literally wrings everything out, all of the emotions, and can bring a true catharsis and
Yes.
transcendental state.
Yes. I remember the first time I did it, like you said, I started with a 5-day challenge of like maybe 3 to 5 minutes. That's all I needed to feel that exactly what you just described. And I remember lying down in my bed after being like, oh my God, I think I just had like an orgasm. Like,
Yeah.
what was that?
Yeah.
And it was like, it was mind blowing. I never felt something like that through something I could self generate and through my breath. So it was really powerful.
Wow. Yeah, I host breathwork circles primarily now on my retreats.
So nice.
Yeah, it's like
I love
it's
what you do on those.
oh, I want you to come.
I know. I know.
But the first night, the opening ceremony is always a breathwork ceremony. Cause it's like that's where we go and we're breathing for, the 3-part breath for 20 minutes to literally like you came here, you want to transform and transmute. The breath is the way. The breath is the
Yeah.
way to literally change. And they're just, there's just so much happening in the circles. And I just, am so it's such a funny thing with me. It's like I have such resistance sometimes because I just know what's going to happen. I'm either going to cry or have an orgasm. And sometimes it's
One or
just,
the other.
yeah, it's just not convenient. It's just not convenient all the time. And I should say, even once a week, like I do go in, but I have resistance. So Erica, you have a membership and I love this because your membership is fantastic because I know you give, movements like, actual physical asana, Kundalini, the breath work. You're doing plant-based recipes. She's a superstar on Instagram, and we'll give all of the links where you give so much free content and support in the community. And I just love it because you're literally like transforming the world through this breath work. It's just fantastic to watch you. I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much, because the world is an interesting place these days, and to feel like I can live in my truth and help on that energetic level, it's so powerful. And what this offers during these times and during the times of COVID and everything that we're living through, not only for our physical health, but our emotional well-being. And I know that you talk about traumas and ancestral traumas and what we hold in our bodies. And we're able to do so much of that healing through our breath.
Mm.
And I started the membership because, as you know, it's funny because you kind of knew how my path was going before I took the action steps towards it.
Yes.
But I was a teacher. I was an elementary school teacher while discovering my spirituality and discovering this multidimensional aspect of my life, and realizing like I have to step into this immediately, if not sooner. But how am I going to do that with my job that, I can't just get up and leave? So I created a membership to give people access to Kundalini anywhere, anytime. There are meditations on there that are like less than 5 minutes. There are meditations that go up to 45 minutes. And there, as you said, there's all that other extra stuff as well. But the basis of it is being able to allow anyone who needs it access to this really deep self-healing work that is through breath. And the cool thing about Kundalini is that there's a specific intention for so many different meditation. There's a meditation for everything and anything you can need. So healing trauma, clearing emotions from the past, healing the relationship with yourself and bringing in self-love, expanding the lung capacity. I mean, it's endless. So I was able to create that platform and share that with as many people who are guided to the practice. And I really believe that just like a spiritual awakening happens when you're ready for it, that invitation to Kundalini happens as well.
Yes.
When you're ready for
Absolutely.
it. Just like all lined up for you.
Come taps you on the shoulder. Yeah. I remember the year before it was now what was your last year, which I guess was 2020, 2021. I was like, when are you quitting? And you're like, I'm not ready yet. And I went, okay. Yeah. And then if you remember last summer, I messaged Erika. I'm like, when are you resigning? You go, oh my God, I just gave my notice. Literally. Yeah. Like I felt it in the universe. I felt it happen. I was like, okay, I felt that happen.
I remember being in my car. I know exactly where I was in my car when you said, Erika, I do not see you teaching for much longer. This is the end of the road for elementary school teaching. And like, I needed that support and I needed to hear it because the leap I was going to make was a scary one.
Yeah.
So that vision that you held for me was just so like, I knew it, but to hear it and to have others like yourself and people who are so deeply connected spiritually and energetically to hear it and feel it, it meant so much.
Oh, I'm so glad. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'm so glad. Yeah. And we could like tell everybody watching and listening, we both were elementary school teachers. And I tell my 18-year-old son this all the time. I'm like, babe, it doesn't matter where you start. You just keep trusting each step as you go, and you're always led to exactly where you need to be.
Oh, I have such chills. How lucky your children are to have you. Aww. Really, I mean that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been an interesting journey consciously parenting my two teenagers, you know. I was parented as like, you know, it's got to be this way and this is the way I see it. And if it's not this way, and for me, it's just instead of like, you know, what I want for them, it's like, how can I tune into what's right for them? And it's it's a lot of surrender, right? But yeah, I'm encouraged. My son's in a transition right now, like traditional university didn't work out for him. And, you know, that could be disappointing, but I'm just like, nope. It's all good. It's leading you exactly where you need to go. And of course, we found the perfect program for him that's about connection. Yeah, it's connection and community, and talk about, you know, full circle moment. It's a woman that I used to work with that created this alternative, amazing program called The Mix. But if anyone has a question about that, I'm happy to answer. So this is, yeah, I know. It's exciting. It's really exciting because my son, who has this big, beautiful, empathic heart, he's trusting his heart. He felt like there was no connection, no community. He even got into the fraternity, and that felt yucky to him, you know, because it's just so what's fueled in those environments are just literally just so much addiction, drinking, sex, all this stuff. And he was just like, and I said, good, I'm glad you're trusting. I'm glad you know. And it's
and that's what the world needs, more people trusting that gut and not looking at what everyone else is doing, but really listening to the whispers of our soul.
Yeah.
Because we have that power by him making that choice that starts a ripple effect. And now other people will be able to do that as well. And that will really change the future.
I believe that. I have chills as you say that, because I believe that about my son, especially. He is such a big, open-hearted, beautiful, sensitive soul. And he's here to forge a new path.
Uh-huh.
And it doesn't surprise me that that didn't work out for him, as it doesn't for a lot of people.
Exactly.
We realize now the institutionalization of society as we're waking up and what this
Oh, yes.
right, right. And now that you got out of like being in that teacher, right, it's a scary thing being an entrepreneur, but man, it's the best feeling in the world, right?
It
You're
really
the
is.
boss.
It
Yeah.
really is. It's so empowering.
And like I said, you are on a rocket ship.
Oh,
I
I
just
love
love
you.
witnessing you. I love witnessing you and what you're bringing and doing.
Thank you.
You're
I love to
welcome.
share it.
So let's just do maybe like a quick little Kundalini practice that you could think of
Sure.
that you intuitively feel like just for the last few minutes. Because I like these
Yeah.
to be,
I'll-
short and sweet, not the 25-minute activation.
Yeah, no, no, no. We could do a really quick breath work to release stress and bring the body back into balance. It's one of my favorites,
Let's do it.
especially if you're a beginner. You definitely will need to be seated, not, I don't know if you're
Not
walking,
driving the
like,
car. What
yeah,
about not
not
driving the
driving.
not
I
driving the
don't
car?
I don't think you should be driving for this one.
Okay.
So just having that nice grounded seat, closing your eyes. And I'm going to tune us in with the mantra Om Namo Gurudev Namo, which allows us to tap into the highest version of ourselves, into our highest self, and into our intuition. It activates the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, so that we could tune into our intuition. And I'll say it the faster way since this is going to be a really quick activation just to give you guys a taste. So just close your eyes, rub your palms together, bring your hands to your heart center. Take a long, deep breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale, hold the breath in and up at the top. Exhale it out through the mouth, let it go. Relax the hands down, palms up to receive or palms down to ground. And just start to take a few long, slow, deep breaths in through the nose. And as you inhale, pull the shoulders up towards the ears. And as you exhale, drop, release the jaw, exhale out through the mouth, rolling the shoulders down and back. Inhale up. Exhale, rolling down and back. And just take a few of these shoulder rolls. This really helps us to realign our posture. We're always looking down at the computer, our devices. Opens up the heart. And take one more round, aligning the breath with the movement, inhaling up. Exhaling down and back, letting it all go. And just take this moment here. Maybe you already feel a little shift within yourself, an activation of energy, just by tuning into your breath and your highest self. And take this moment to bring in gratitude for this day, for having this opportunity to wake up, opportunity to spend your time with loved ones, to make a difference within your life or the life of others, whatever it may be. And take a long, deep breath in and exhale it out. And now bring your fingertips together. So it's like prayer pose, but only the fingertips touch. The eyes will be closed, looking down towards the nose. Take a nice long deep inhale through the nose. And then exhale through rounded lips for 8 equal breaths. Inhale for one long deep breath. And exhale for 8. And you're going to keep that going. Inhaling, pulling in all that you need here today, maybe calmness, maybe patience, maybe faith. And then on each of those 8 exhales, releasing stress, releasing tension, releasing fear, releasing anything that doesn't align with your higher self. Keep that going a few more rounds. And this breath work is amazing for the end of a work day or the middle of the day where you need to realign your energy. It's called Tattva balance and stress relief. Releasing stress and bringing all the elements of the body back into balance. Let's take 5 more full rounds. Take this last round and make it really powerful and deep, releasing out anything that needs to go. And after that last exhale, hold the posture, inhale the breath in, hold the breath in, hold it, hold it, hold it. Squeezing that root, squeezing near the base of the spine, allowing that energy to flow through the chakras. Powerfully exhale it out through the mouth, let it go. Inhale again, hold it at the top. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Squeezing, holding the energy in and up. Calling upon healing, calling upon clearing. Powerfully exhale it out, let it all go. Once more, inhale and hold. And as you hold the breath at max capacity, start to shake the arms, shake the hands over the head and around the aura, literally shaking out what no longer serves you. And this could be from today. This could be from this lifetime, another lifetime. Shake it out, let it go. And when you can no longer comfortably hold the breath, powerfully exhale it out. And then just relax the hands, find stillness. You might have the urge to move, but the magic happens in that still space, and just breathe. Welcome in peace, welcome in health, welcome in radiance, vitality, self-love, compassion, understanding. And take a long, deep breath in. And exhale it out and let it go. Rub your palms together. And take a moment to just hover the hands over maybe a chakra that needs some love, or an area of the body where you hold on to tension or stress. And once more, rub the hands together. Hovering the hands maybe over the face this time, the third eye point, the crown, allowing these upper energy centers to open up. And then rub the palms together, bringing the hands to heart center and prayer pose. And we'll end with the long-time sun mantra. And this is for you to receive. May the long-time sun shine upon you. May all love surround you. And may the pure light within you guide your way on. Sat Nam.
Sat Nam.
Sat Nam. And Sat Nam means I am truth, or truth is my identity. And each time we say it, it activates us and that truth within ourselves.
Without fail, I always get high from the breath. That really is the power of the breath. It brings in an altered state of consciousness.
It does.
just in those
Yeah.
few minutes at 3:33 Eastern time here in New York.
I don't know. After the portal, after all the twos, I've been seeing angel numbers nonstop.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised we just ended at 3:33.
of course we did.
Yeah.
Erika, how can everyone connect with you? I'm going to put the links in, but if you could just say your website.
Amazing. Yeah. So my website's evolve by Erika with a K.com. And on Instagram, I'm at incal.xcal. And I
I
would love
love
for
it.
you to follow along there, DM me,
I love
connect.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love you. Thank you
You
for
are.
shining your most beautiful light.
Thank
Like I
you.
said, it is just inspiring and incredible watching you on this path,
I'm
aligned in
so
your
grateful
purpose.
for you.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
grateful
Thank you.
for you.
Thank you for the role that you continue to play in my journey. Every time we connect, it's like no time has ever passed, right?
Yep.
I
Yep.
know. I'm so grateful
Absolutely.
for you.
I'm so grateful for you too. Thanks, Erica. If you think somebody would benefit from listening to this podcast, please forward to them. Everyone needs Erica's medicine. Thank you and see you next time. Bye. That's it for this week's episode of Mondays with Marcy. Be sure to subscribe to my newsletter at marcybaronclears.com. I also would love for you to follow me on your favorite podcasting app so that you don't miss a single episode. I'm Marcy Baron, and thanks for listening. I am so grateful you are here.